You know what one of my biggest fears was for many, many years of my life? I'll give you two hints. The first is I was a teenager in the mid-70s, and there was a super popular movie that caused many kids my age to have the same fear. And the second hint is doo-doop, doo-doop. Yes, I was afraid of sharks. And you know what America's biggest fear is? A fear bigger than dying? It's the fear of retirement, right? And it's not a phobia, because phobias are irrational fears. Some of the fears about retirement are very legitimate. So let's go for a walk. Let's talk about what these fears are and what you can do to overcome them. And be sure to stay to the end, because I'm going to share with you the biggest fear at the end. Okay, so let's go for a walk here. So one of the fears is revolving around money. Of course, you know, we would all expect that. And it's, you know, I won't have enough. I'm going to run out of money, and or I'm not going to be able to maintain a lifestyle that I want. Both of those run about 25% of the people surveyed said that they're fearful of that. And, you know, I don't blame you. When you look at, you know, 25% of Americans have less than $5,000 saved in their accounts. And you know what? Another 25% have nothing saved. So that is not an irrational fear. That is absolutely rational. And we're going to talk at the end about what some of the things are that you can do to overcome these things. Related to that, not only is outliving the money, but just the fear of seeing your account start to go down for the first time, right? Many of us have been saving for retirement for 20, 30, 40, or 50 years. That's a long time. And we've been putting money into savings, and it's going to be a big mental shift when it comes time to start taking money out. So that is that's another fear. And again, that's a logical one, but I think that's one that you can overcome, even if it means that, you go see a professional to help you with that. That might be money well spent. There might be some exercises that people can help you with there, but just going into it, knowing it's going to feel unnatural, I think is super important. And also, just preparation for it. Knowledge is the first step of that. And you don't want to unnecessarily and sacrificially not be spending money because it doesn't feel right in the early years, right? You have to remember that when you first retire, that's probably when you're going to be the healthiest and the most active. And it'd be a shame if you didn't do trips, if you didn't do activities, because you're worried about your capital going down. Okay, let's keep going. Another one, again, related to money. A lot of these are related to money. Is just losing the income of your job. If you've been doing something for many years and you're good at what you're doing, you're probably getting paid pretty well. And if you're over 50, once you give up your job, it can be hard to get another job, certainly paying that same level. So, for many people, and I think, for a lot of people, it's true, giving up that job is kind of a one-way door. You can go out that door, but it's hard to come back into that door. So people are cautious about that. Another fear is longevity, just living longer. We work hard to stay healthy, and you know me, I talk about this a lot on my channel. It's super important to do that, to invest in yourself, to invest in working out, to invest in eating in a healthy way, both monetarily, but also from a time standpoint. And so the good news is hopefully you're going to retire as healthy as possible. The bad news is that means you have more years that you have to fund for your retirement. And so people are concerned about longevity. And the average couple, 65 years old, it's called joint survivorship. You can expect one of those couples to survive past 90, depending. I looked up several different actuarial calculators and put in some numbers, and I got anywhere from like 90 to 94.5, 94.8. I'm not an actuarial expert. I don't know why these calculators gave me different numbers, but I do know, if you've made it to 65, there's a good chance, and you have a spouse, you have a partner in your life, there's a good chance one of you is going to live to 90. And if you're by yourself, if you don't have a partner, if you're a guy, there's a good chance you're going to make it into your mid-80s. And if you're a woman, there's a good chance you're going to live a couple years past that. So longevity is absolutely a concern. So, you know, when I look at these, they're really what I call, and frankly, as far as I know, I'm the only one that has this term. These are, ooh, you guys see those ducks land and now they're taking off. I'm lucky. I live in a very beautiful place. I call it the 3 W's. They are worries of the wallet, worries of the watch, and worries of wellness, right? We all share these, and some of us are worried about some of them more than the other. But they all go into that category. And I told you I was going to save the most important and the biggest concern that people have in retirement until the end. And so we're getting to that point now where the number one concern is health. And whether that's maintaining your health, you know, fears of, you know, having dementia, fears of, you know, having a stroke or a heart attack and losing your mobility, being able to do the things that you love, that's a big concern that people have. Here, I'll share a shot of the bubbling brook that I'm by, and I'm on this nice bridge here. But having that concern, having that worry, I think is reasonable, right? We do have to worry about our health. And then in the United States, at least, we have to worry about our access to affordable health care, quality health care and affordable health care. And I wish it wasn't that way in the United States, but that's our reality, right? Most Americans get our health care through our employer. And if you're fortunate enough to be able to retire early, before you're 65, you've got the situation where you have to look at, you know, what am I going to do for health care? Because until I'm 65 and Medicare kicks in, you know, what am I going to do? And there are solutions to that. And just look them up, what those solutions are. In fact, I'll share with you. I have a video, I'll link to it up here, on what to do about healthcare, just some things to think about. But we do have to worry about that. And while Medicare Part A does not have a premium, Part B does have a premium. And Fidelity would say that the average 65-year-old couple needs to plan on about $300,000 of healthcare expenses in their retirement years after 65. That's a lot of money, right? So these are all legitimate concerns. So you're probably saying, hey, Azul, you know, what am I supposed to do about that? Hey, thanks for bringing up these worries. Well, if you want to see what you should do about it, be sure to watch this video here where I talk about overcoming your retirement worries. And a lot of these were worries of the wallet. Watch this video down here that talks about why the last 5 years before you retire are super important. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.